Whoa. Grant is the best character and Keith is the worst. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the KotLC Fanbase channel. My name is Joey and today I'm going to be reacting to even more of your guys' KotLC confessions. It's been a little bit since I checked the forum and there is now almost 900 submissions of confessions, so we have a lot to go over today. I am so excited for this. Basically, I sent you guys a forum and you could fill out anonymous KotLC confessions, basically sharing your most wild KotLC opinions or whatever you want to say about the series. And I'm going to be reviewing them. I'm going to be reacting to them, seeing if I agree with them or if I disagree with them. It's going to be a really fun video, so if you're excited, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We just hit 11,000 and I just want to say thank you. It's been so crazy so far, so let's keep it up. And when you're done watching the video, comment down below what was your favorite confession, or did you agree with them or did you disagree with them? Without further ado, I'm really excited to get into these because it's just always so fun to look over them. Let's get into the confessions. Alright, starting off, I read each book at least 11 times each. So that means cumulative, you've read almost 100 books of KotLC. That's crazy. I mean, I'm nowhere near that number. I've maybe reread this series 2 or 3 times, like at most. But I am rereading it right now, so that number is gonna go up. I've been obsessed with the series for over a year and I still don't know how to pronounce Roy. So I say it just like Roy, just if it was R-O-Y, but whatever, I don't really know. Okay. I kiss the characters on the KotLC books goodnight. I care for them, but I have also ripped 2 in half. I don't even know where to start. So much going on there. I'm kind of just gonna continue because I don't know how to react. I think Shannon should do more with Lynn. I definitely agree with this. It feels like Lynn's kind of been pushed to the side, kind of a little bit like Dex. So hopefully we'll see more. You know, she's training with Morella. Morella's kind of on the cover, so maybe she's gonna be a big part in Saloon. I don't know, we'll see. Alden is pretty much one of my favorite characters. He helped Sophie so much. He was like a fourth father to her. I'm gonna have to disagree with this so bad. I like hate Alden. He is like, I'm not saying he's a bad character because like he's pretty well like written character in that sense. I'm like 50, 60, 70% sure he's in the Neverseen, or maybe he's not in the Neverseen but he's evil in some way. He has other intentions. I just don't like him, and no. Sometimes if I'm at a boring part in the series, I'll skip to the end of the chapter to see what it says. It's usually a huge mistake though, and I end up getting spoiled. That is a horrible idea. Shannon loves cliffhangers so much so that she even just puts them in just chapters. Like every other chapter, there's like a small cliffhanger. So I really wouldn't do this. I highly don't recommend it. Unlike many others, I enjoyed the Healing Center time in flashback and say it was one of my favorite parts. I don't know why, but it is. I can't say that I disliked the Healing Center time in flashback because Keith was coming and like, I think he like brought her little animals or something. It was a little kind of entertaining. The only thing though that did, make me dislike it in the end is just how long it was. It was fine if they had 100 pages of that and they could just time skip a little bit. But I think it was like a third of the book was spent in the Healing Center, or at least, and it just kind of took away of the whole book. So I think that the point of views should be switched up more. It should have stayed with Sophie and then added Keith around Neverseen, because it's really weird that we don't see Keith's decision to run away through his eyes, or at least Sophie's point of view should be more useful. I really agree with this. I think if Shannon messed around with the different point of views more, the book series would be great, because as of right now, the only time we get to see other point of views is through short stories, which don't add that much to the plot, but they're really cool to see. But in Unlocked, they did have half the book in Keith's point of view, and that made the book 10 times better because we saw everything through Keith's point of view that we've never seen before. And I think she should just continue. There's no reason not to. You can include Fitz in there, you can include whoever's a main character in Starloon in there, and I would love that. That would be perfect. Sophie's an annoying protagonist. She's literally either whining, crying, or in a headache. I also think Keith could work on some communication skills. Although it's a little bit too critical and a little bit too harsh, I don't really see much wrong with this argument, this take, because it's not entirely wrong, especially Keith working on communication skills. But yeah, there we go. I think Alden is in the Neverseen. I agree. I've made this whole theory video on it and it got really intense in the end, and I still believe it. I completely believe that Keith needs to die simply for the sake of the character arcs. Also, Alden is going to be evil. I feel like Shannon has been really shoving it to the side, you know, killing characters, like main characters. Because like the biggest character death that I can think of so far besides like Kenrick is Mr. Forkle. But then she just made him have a twin and then we were fine again. So as much as of course I don't want Keith to die, it doesn't seem that unlikely, which kind of scares me. I read the first 3 books of the series in Hebrew, and in Hebrew it is possible to punctuate characters to change their sounds. And in KotLC there was no punctuation for the names of the characters, so it turned out that for 3 books I did not read their names correctly. I thought that Fitz was called Pitts, and Sophie's last name was Poster, and that Mr. Forkle was called Porkle. Then I read the rest of the series in English and I realized that I had not read their names correctly. So something messed up with the F's and it changed everything to a P. Honestly, I think the funniest one is Mr. Porkle. That just sounds weird to say, Mr. Porkle. I think that Finton is really the only character who would make sense to be Sophie's dad. I mean, it does make a little bit sense in the fact that he's a really powerful elf, he's really old, he also has blonde hair. Okay, so I think that Mr. Forkle being Sir Aston was completely unnecessary. I'm gonna have to disagree with this a little bit because the reason that he was Sir Aston is so he could like spy on her kind of, or keep tabs on her while she was in Foxfire, because he was her teacher for the universe, if I remember correctly. And he gave her like a star map and she eventually like bottled Elementine, I think, in the first book. He's not completely unnecessary because he did, you know, do stuff. This isn't necessarily about KotLC, but about the channel. It literally took me a year to realize that Austin and Troy are different people. We had this problem a lot like when we first started the channel because they had kind of similar haircuts. But now it's a lot easier to tell them apart. But in the start of the video, I think they used to say, "It's me Troy" or "It's me Austin," and I think they still do that. It's kind of hard to get mixed up now. And I even say my name too, just, you know, people recognize. I think that way too many of the characters are telepaths. It's supposed to be a rarer ability, but a good quarter of the characters are telepaths. It is supposed to be an extremely rare ability, and that Sophie, Mr. Forkle, Fitz, Alden, Quinlan, they all have it. But that's just because the Black Swan and like the Vackers, they're all really powerful elves, really powerful families. So it does make sense they're going to have really powerful abilities. But I do agree, I want to see more of abilities that we've never seen before that seem to be really powerful. Like for example, I've heard of this ability like a charger or something like that, but I've never heard of anybody even using it. So just an example. I didn't realize Keith liked Sophie until I finished Nightfall and I read the short story. I was so shocked I couldn't believe it. That is crazy. You are just as oblivious as Sophie is, but I mean, at least you realized before Sophie did. Sophie still hasn't really realized yet. Ro is super underrated and I want to see more of her. I think you're going to get your wish because I'm pretty sure Ro is going to play a very important part in Cellarloon. Shannon Messenger is releasing like deleted scenes from Cellarloon, which we'll do a video on later, and like 2 out of 3 of them already have been Ro. So she's going to be in the books a lot, probably because she's going to be looking for Keith because she's his bodyguard. I thought the cover of the first book was Foxfire. No clue how that happened. Well, I kind of have a little bit of a clue because they are in their Foxfire uniforms, and like the kind of fountain, or not fountain, the lantern that they're standing on kind of looks like a fancy elven thing. So I mean, I could really see how you would make that connection. I wish Shannon would explain the elves' religion because I have questions. Like, do they have a god, gods, or nothing like that, or are there multiple religions? I want to add on to this by saying I wish they dived a little bit deeper into elven culture because we kind of don't know that much. We've seen a few of their festivals and we've seen how Foxfire runs, but I just want to see more, but I sadly don't think we're going to get that in the direction that the series is going. I was drinking orange juice and I no joke squirted out of my mouth when the Sodex kiss happened. It was also a library book. That's crazy. I didn't have that big of a reaction, but like still, I kind of remember the moment. I just kind of was in shock because it was just so weird. In my opinion, Dex has way too much love from the fandom. Like Beyond is on the same amount of covers and everyone is like, oh no, Dex got left out again. I agree with this a little bit because like the thing with Dex is he hasn't been on a cover since the first book. I can see their argument, but I would love for Beyond to be on a cover again. I would love for Dex to be on a cover again. So why isn't the next cover Sophie, Dex, and Beyond? What? I first read book 8 and then 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and then Unlocked, and then I reread it in order. That is so weird. The only way I can see how that might have happened is if like you were borrowing them from a library and they came in that order, or you can only get them in that order. That is just so weird. I've read so much fan fiction that I don't even know what's canon at this point. I think that's time for a reread. That's what I hear. But we're gonna try to do a recap of the kind of like the series so far and a recap of what happened on Locked before Celadon releases, so you guys will have a better like thing in your memory. Whoa. Brant is the best character and Keith is the worst. This would make sense if you swap these two characters, but I don't really know how you came to that conclusion. Shannon Messenger likes BTS. I don't know if this is like a statement or a question or just like they want Shannon Messenger to like I don't know. I don't know. From the very beginning, I thought that Keith's name was Keefy, so I've been reading it like that for almost 6 years. That is a long time. Wow. Well, hopefully it's corrected now. Alright, this is going to be the last confession. The Black Swan should actually start unhooding people. They could have done it with Roy or Umber, but now they aren't even doing it with Glimmer. I agree with this so much. Why can't they just pull back Glimmer's hood and find out who she is? It doesn't matter that she is saying that she's good now. She could still be in the Neverseen. Or even if she is an ex-Neverseen member, she still knows secrets about them. So why is the Black Swan like just allowing her to, I don't know why the Black Swan is just letting her be free and roam around. Like, why don't they just keep her, interrogate her, unhood her, see who she is first, and then once they have all the information, they know she's good, then she's fine. Alright, so that is gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed all the confessions. Some of them kind of got a little crazy, but it wasn't anything too bad. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe, and comment down below what was your craziest confession that you saw in this video. That's gonna be it for me. Make sure to check out links in the description, such as our Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next one.